I heard gunshots. And then I heard more gunshots. And I heard more gunshots. And more gunshots. Like, I'm not even kidding. Hey guys, what's up? It is Tuesday. And it is the evening. And Greg and I are probably going to be getting ready for bed soon, but I'm going through a bunch of like old videos and things like that. And I was like, I wonder what I was doing like today, a couple years ago. And I was pulling things up and I'm like, oh my god. First thing, today you guys, the iPhone like announcement came out, blah blah blah. And I was looking back in 2015 and they were trying to get me to stay for work. Let's see, they were offering overtime at work this weekend, but I'm like, no, Greg and I have plans. Over the weekend, and Greg was like, no, you don't need to work. But I used to work at Verizon Wireless, and that was always busy, and we did phone orders, and the department that I worked in like did email ordering type of stuff. We did like a whole bunch of things. It wasn't just ordering, but when the iPhone comes out, it's like non-stop. So I was like, yeah, that was happening like today, a couple years ago. And then the other thing too I've been dealing with is, well, one, it's getting colder outside and the leaves are starting to change and the you know, the sun's setting earlier and all that kind of stuff. This right here means that our garden is like officially done for, basically. We still have pepper plants, but this is pretty much it. Aww. It's fall.
There's that many in the truck.
So I was talking about that back in 2015. Hey guys, what's up? It's the end of the day, of course. The problem now is that when I leave in the morning, it's dark, and when I come home, it is officially dark outside. And also how dry my skin is. Oh my god, my elbows, my knees, my face, just everything is dry. When I was getting ready, I noticed that my nose has got some like little dry patches. And then when I came home, Greg mentioned it to me. And icky. But 'tis the season. This is what happens around this time. And then in 2016, Greg and I went all the way to the Eastern Shore. And it's actually funny. I was going through the video. And recently, I've had a couple people ask me about how Greg and I kind of handle, you know, when I'm eating on plan, and you know, like what we have for dinner, and you know, what does he eat if I'm eating, you know, different from him, and you know, what do we do when we go out. And I thought it was funny because we actually went out to eat on this day back last year, and we went to Cracker Barrel and we split our food. We are at Cracker Barrel right now. We're gonna split chicken and dumplings because that's what we do when we're here. So I know the audio is not the best, but basically, you know, we just get like one meal and we split it. That's like what we do, and we do that like pretty much everywhere we go. Oh, and then after we got done with our food, we stopped over and saw Greg's friend, and we saw my stepson, Corey, and we had them try our ghost peppers because that's when we started growing our peppers last year. And my stepson is a wimp when it comes to peppers.
Chew her up real good. Let it get all in your gums and your cheeks. Is that smoke coming out your mouth?
This was a bad idea.
So you're not going to be coming over for chili? It's so funny. I have to show him that because he'll be like, But he is going to come over for some chili, even though he said he wouldn't. He will. So my battery died because I was talking too much. But I got a new battery, so yay for you guys. Over the weekend, Greg and I went for a drive and I did some recording. You know, I still have to climb up on this. My legs are still gonna be sore. And I did some singing. Cause you know, that's what I do. At a bar on the inside, waiting for my ride on the outside. Alright, and Greg and I went and looked at another piece of property. So, I don't know if you guys watched my other video, but Greg and I went to go look at a house that's had caught on fire, but it was really the property that we were going to look at. It was over 20 acres, perfect location. I told Greg, I'm like, if we find another piece of property, it's got to be like a lot of acres, and it has to be the right thing. And there's a certain area like where we go, where we head out to the mountains. I'm like, I want a really good view of the mountains. I don't mind like this certain area, but there are certain locations where homes are where you don't really get a good view, and I'm like, I totally want a good view. But anyway, that's besides the point. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is Greg took me to Pennsylvania and we found a piece of property. I think it's like just under 10 acres or something like that, right around 10 acres. But I call it the gunshot house because as soon as I got out of the Jeep, Greg just brought me out to a house where this is, well, it's property. Property's got like 10 acres. As soon as I get out of the Jeep, I hear gunshots. And we just heard more gunshots. I heard gunshots. And then I heard more gunshots. And I heard more gunshots. And more gunshots. Like, I'm not even kidding. Alright, so let me show you this place. It's tall. There goes more gunshots. I'm gonna die. This is...
Down to there and then it runs this way right here.
Oh, so it's like...
It goes like this and then back.
So, like where the trees are, it would stop here. We'll take off this way a little bit. I just really hope those aren't warning shots for us to get off this property. Well, somebody's at least cut the grass. I'll give them that. All trespassers will be shot. Hunting, fishing, trapping, or trespassing for any purpose is strictly forbidden. Hey, I like that. There's steps. Well, nobody would think anything about Greg shooting that stuff out here. That's one plus. It would really suck if I like stumbled across a dead body over here. I'm walking through the property and it's like, oh, there's more gunshots. So what we found out is there's a shooting like range or place. A gun club. Like basically right across the street. And then right behind the house is like a preschool or something, which I thought was kind of funny. So it's like the gun club, our house, if we were to get the property, and then a preschool. And you know, now that we don't have kids in the house no more, like I don't even want kids around unless it's like my grandson. No, kids, no, over it, done, over. Okay, but I don't think we're gonna do that because Digger wouldn't like all the gunshots. It just wouldn't work out well, so we had to like nix that idea. But we're still looking. You never know. We may stay here forever and ever and ever, or we may move somewhere where I have no internet. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, and one more thing, you guys. Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, so Greg and I were looking at a property that was like $6,300,000, right? Like, nah, chump change. I even started a GoFundMe page, which I don't think anybody gave me any money towards my house, but it doesn't matter because it was sold. But what Greg and I found out, because he was digging through the internet, because the internet tells you everything, is that the property was bought a couple years ago by Scientology. And what they wanted to do, and where the property is, it's like basically like next door to Camp David, which is where the presidents go to like hunt and like meet with Saudis and stuff like that. But it's like in the woods and the mountains and it's like hidden and stuff. But there's this property and it's like, I don't even know how many acres it is, like a whole bunch of acres, and it's a beautiful house, and there's all these like little out houses and like cabins like all throughout. And they wanted to turn, Scientology wanted to turn it into a drug rehab facility for stars, because nobody would look in the mountains. And hello, I mean, how much secure could you get when you're like next to Camp David? Like, but it didn't work out. They tried to play their little games and try to use like different names and things like that so they wouldn't find out, and they tried to get sneaky, but you know, the people around here were like, we're on to you, so no. So, I don't know. Okay. I'm totally rambling. You guys have heard a whole bunch from me. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you enjoy, and let me know if you guys have ever had ghost peppers or any kind of hot pepper things, and yeah, let me know what you think. All right, peace. See you guys tomorrow.